Hello guys, so today in this new video I'll be showing you the AoE arena team using chaos units. Now this team is actually worse than the Ingrid one, okay? But if you have a weaker Ingrid or you cannot get your Ingrid to work or is low awakening like mine, this team will get you to Apex if you can get the champs, okay? Because it's true that I'm using quite some chaos champs that are hard to get because they are mostly ancient exclusive, but I'll be showing you the alternatives first. So if you don't have Carnelian, sadly the only alternative you have is using Dasomi, which is right here, okay? Dasomi is also really good, and it's pretty much the only replacement because you don't want to be healing your units running a chaos team. Then instead of Lubu, you can just run, I don't know, I mean this is the ideal one, okay, but you can run either Hatsut or Sargak. Those can replace either Lubu or Ardia. Then instead of Diachan, you can use Dursa. Dursa is also really good and I think it's even better than Diachan. Now, as far as Deering, well, Diachan typical attack bonus, attack bonus, attack bonus with attack. All that matters. Then Sargak, sorry, Lubu. Lubu will go in, where is he? I cannot see him. There we go. Arcana with quad rolls, okay? If you can. If you cannot, Rage Regen is a good first step from him. Then, here, if you can get it, the quad substat on weak vengeance. If not, you should go for attack bonus, crit damage, crit rate in Warlord. Okay, this is the second best alternative if you don't have quad substats on wicked vengeance. So as you guys can see, Ardia pretty much the same. Instead of, if you don't have good Arcana on Ardia, you can use Infernal Roar. Infernal Roar is pretty good on her. And then on Balderon, we just use Infernal Roar with the same substats, okay? Right here. Now, if your Balderon is pretty strong, you can run him in Chaotic Doomblade. Now, you guys will see that I'm running mine in Arena with Lunacy Visor to add one extra block to him. So that's something to keep in mind. You can test and look what works best for you, but I run mine in Lunacy Visor. So let's go through the run. I will face this guy that has a pretty similar team, and let's see how he does. So I start, okay, by placing Ardia. You might be wondering if it is better to start by placing Ardia or Balderon. Well, I place Ardia because it has less RNG, and you will likely never, I wouldn't say never, but it's less likely to leak one unit, because with Balderon, if he doesn't jump on the early round, he might lose the stacks or even have one guy leaking and you insta lose the round, even though Ardia is slightly worse, okay? So I place the Ochan and change her mode. So this is what I mean, okay? If he doesn't jump, or he wouldn't have jumped, he would lose one of the orb or maybe even get one guy to pass. And I want the auto to be as safe as possible, even if I lose some fights. Overall, I just don't want to manual or try to fix the team. So here, I keep the Ochan in inspiration mode and we don't really care about it. So once this guy comes, Ardia will always go into ultimate, and when the next round starts, we will be changing the AoE to healing mode. So there we go, healing mode, and as soon as we can, we place Lubu right here. Okay, there we go. Now, at this point, we will be keeping the Ochan in healing mode until we can place Carnelian or Dasomi, the one you're using. Like this, should be perfect. There we go, perfect. He's struggling quite a bit. Nice. Okay, please. I don't want you to die. Oh my god. Okay, so now that we have enough cost to place Carnelian, should be like in between the round, but this guy stayed there forever. we place Carnelian, and then we change the AoE to Inspiration mode, like that. Now, in this round, I like to use Lubu Ultimate. However, I've seen people use it on the next one. Now, you can play around and see what works best for you, but my timings are around here when the clock is ticking like 1:45. I like to hit Lubu Ultimate, so around here. You might be wondering why, if there are only 4 enemies remaining. Well, right now, if this guy is not like super slow, which he wasn't, okay, now we place Balderon as soon as we can. Lubu Ultimate should last for this whole round. That's why I like to use it at that point. See? He will one-shot this wave just with the ultimate. That's why we use it on last round and we didn't wait for this one. There we go, perfect. Now, round 6, you can pretty much forget about your champs, okay? If you see you are going like down in HP, you can ult with Carnelian or try to keep your champs alive. For example, let's say my champs lose Carnelian or right here. Well, I would use the ultimate and keep them with a bit healthier HP, but they shouldn't really be dying right now. And this is not our best round, okay? This round will be, I wouldn't say slow, but not the best. Now, when the round 7 starts, we will be ulting both with Lubu and Balderon. You might be thinking it is overkill to ult with Balderon, but we don't want Lubu to lose the ultimate stacks, so we want to kill the bottom guys as soon as we can, just so that he stays healthier. Because if not, he will lose the ultimate and go back to like her normal mode. Well, his normal mode. And we want him to just keep the ultimate as much as we can, because Lubu ultimate with double stack is just crazy good. And he lost. Well, he survived at least 7 rounds, which is more than I expected. Because sadly the problem is that running Siren, you cannot really do much right there. But now let me show you against an Ingrid team, because I know people will say, well, yeah, but this is a Chaos team and he has like, well, he has pretty similar awakenings, but against Ingrid team, this team is not the best. And I will show you why. Let me find some meta teams like this one. This one is pretty good. A5 everything. And the issue this team has against Ingrid teams, Jake Smash, nice, CC fight, is that Ingrid has the lead and round 4 and 5 and she clears the wave way too fast. That's why we lose maybe around 20 to 25% on those rounds. Now, does it mean this team is bad? Well, no, you can get Apex like with no problem at all, and you will get Apex if you can run this team easily. But in the end, Ingrid is the queen of AoE Arena, and there is not much you can do about it. That's why you will likely lose against really high awakening team. However, the good thing about this team is that it has such a high VP that in defense you will most of the time beat low awakenings Ingrid. So unless you are like super high in Apex, I'm talking maybe top 30, other Ingrids will not be able to beat you in defense. And this is even a stronger difference if you run Dursa instead of Diochan, because Dursa will give the team higher VP. You get like, I don't know, a 600k team that just obliterates everybody in defense, not in offense, because if you guys didn't know, the VP in this game is based on defensive side, so the mob strength will be based on the defensive side only. That's why the team is not as good as in offense as it is in defense, but it is what it is. This is what I mean with Ingrid. You get here, she gets so much lead in this round 4-5 that there is not much you can do. I also forget to press the ultimate because I was talking. So I lost Balderon Lubu ultimate, but it doesn't matter. Like, the thing is, against A5 Ingrid, when she gets the stacks from the laser, you just lose the rounds because you need to wait with Lubu to get him to do like that double jump thing, and it's just not enough to beat really good Ingrid teams, which kinda sucks. But I mean, you will get Apex. You are not going for like rank 1, and this team is just pretty good. See, this is the problem. If you will with Lubu and the timing is not right, he will lose the ultimate, and then he will be like a screw for the whole round. That's why you have to be really careful when you will with him. See, I lost this round as well. But yeah, this is pretty much the main issue with this team. You can get to Apex, you can get to even like, I don't know, I would say top 100 for sure, like not even an issue. Now I will throw one out at one random guy, but you have to keep in mind that you have to avoid some Ingrid teams like this one. These are pretty strong teams. However, this one with Ardia, I might even be able to win on auto, and I will give it a go. For example, this is something I would do if I was farming. I would just hit this team. But yeah, it's not a bad team by any means, as I've said. In fact, I think for defense is actually better than Ingrid teams, and it's enough to get you to Apex in attack, so it is all we need, right? Now my auto is not the best because I was recording the fight before, so it might fail a bit, which I hope it doesn't. But I know, for example, I forgot to ultimate on round 4 with Lubu, so it's not like the perfect timing with him. But let's see how it goes. Now, one thing that is pretty funny about AoE Arena is that I wouldn't say 50%, but maybe 20 to 25% of the runs will end even in Apex because the other guy didn't survive or have one guy leaking, and it happens quite a lot in this arena, which is pretty funny considering this is like top arena. Okay, not bad. See, we're doing fine so far. This is because he has A3 Ingrid. A3 Ingrid, even though it's a pretty important awakening, this arena is like so high BP because Ingrid teams usually also get high BP, like not as much as Chaos, but Ingrid E3 struggles to clear these waves, as you can see. Like, he might even leak now, or not, no, but he died. So yeah, as you can see, the thing works fine against Ingrid. It's just that you have to avoid the good ones, like the everything A5 and all that, but you will get to Apex like no issues at all, and you can stay Apex with this team. And the other alternatives, as I've said, is just running Dursa instead of Yachan, which is actually better, and I will show you guys in another video. But that's it for the days, guys. If you guys have some question or anything, let me know in the comments, and this is it. Bye.